was doing. This one.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Carl, I don't think it presented you for some reason. We tried something new, and I just don't think it worked. Did you have your screen share on, Carl?
Oh, yeah. I had it on.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know what the deal is, but we tried something new. I think we'll have to test it out in one of the other ones, just to make one and test it, because I don't think it showed the new logo that Carl busted his ass. Because I'm looking at the YouTube, and I see you in the bottom with the video shown, but I don't see it showing on the main thing, which is weird. I don't understand it. I had you presenting. So.
Well, maybe I'm on, maybe I'm not.
You're there, brother. We hear you. We're just.
It's showing now.
Yeah, it's showing you, but not on YouTube. On YouTube, it is still presenting, I would say, a picture of Bravo.
You got to click on my picture. That's why.
Dude, I got it presented on you. I'm telling you, I have you present. Stop presentation. I mean, I have it for you. I don't understand. All right, try that now, Carl, and I apologize, everybody. I really want him to see, be able to show this.
I just like that. That's just really cool. Like we're badass.
That will be next time. I guarantee Carl's even got some more adjustments or a whole new one. The next show, we will. I figured out how to fix that, Carl, and I apologize. I figured it out though. That was Roy's bad. We're learning about this stuff. Okay, guys, welcome to the show. Started off a little funky, but we'll get it for next time for sure. A lot of great stuff in the horizon for AVA. A lot of upgrades, a lot of changes. And I got a whole list of stuff, and I really don't want to spend a ton of spend a whole night on it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a quick thing over the update notes. Everybody knows and has seen that they made a new CC, level 12. Gave it new walls, gave it an extra helipad, got some support turrets that'll be coming out for that new CC. But when they did this, they also changed a lot of upgrade times. When they did that, they also changed a lot of the sizes of the platoons, or not just the platoon you can fit in your helipad and in the ground. So please be aware, check your platoons, see if you got a little extra space. It all will depend on your levels. They did a massive reduction on the helipad. I think a total of like 3 days was it to max it out until they cut it off. So it's a little on each one. Same with the storages. They added levels on the vault. They added more levels on the Blitz and the Storm for the CC turret. They packed a lot in that upgrade. So be aware. You want to check your stuff out. I was even able to fit another Cyclone in my own helipad that I normally didn't carry. So a lot of stuff. We got a lot of next month. Event will be Sentinel one. That's Purifiers, Acolytes, Jugs, and the Herald. All going to be in the next event with those 2 heavy units in the next event. I guarantee, ladies and gentlemen, that next event is going to be a mother. So get your upgrades going now and be aware that the next event, they're probably going to turn it up. Speaking of turning it up, overall event, I was comfortable with it. Some of you guys I've really seen kick ass in it. I helped a few guys pick out their stuff already. Fantastic stuff. I mean, I think every single person got the Herald. Everybody got the Herald, and some of the Herald tech. Very proud of how you guys worked really hard on that. We got the Vindicator, Purifier, and Acolyte bases, which are all Sentinel. This month's going to be Sentinel. They're going to jam Sentinel right down our damn throats, guys. So be aware. Get that one free unit every time those bases come out that day, because it could make the difference in the next event, especially if you don't have any Acolytes or Vindicators or Purifiers. Just something you really need to be aware of. Now, the faction track, they're also doing token bases. I know a lot of you's got the Cyclops. I don't know if everybody can build them yet because they're kind of expensive. I think they're $50. You're going to need them to get the tokens. They made it quite clear that you want those tokens, like for the units, the Acolyte unit, for the Purifier unit. You're going to need Cyclops to do it. I don't know how I'm sure the faction locked it or something. But you're gonna have to be aware of that. Also, I don't know how many people will be excited about this. I know this personally is a waste of time, but it does get across the map very fast. The Viper X bases will be coming out. All its tech, plus a chance to win the Elite Viper, which is just a bunch of repair time in my book. But it is one of the fastest ways across the map. There's a few fixes, and they took a couple things away. Hammers no longer shoot machine gun casings when they fire. I never noticed it in the first place. Okay. What else was there? The first Onslaught trophy that disappeared a long time ago is supposedly, everybody that lost it, that disappeared out of their base, it's supposedly back. I didn't get it back then, so I'm not worried about it. I don't even have to worry about that. I don't know if maybe Ark did or a few others, but supposedly they fixed it and it has returned back to your base. If it hasn't, please send a ticket.
It was a glitch trophy, and they put a fix on it. And by putting the fix on it, it was glitched. So that way, when they removed all the trophies that were cheated, everybody stashed them. They stashed those guys as trophies too, and since they were glitched, they didn't come back.
Yeah, well, that's one of the prime thing of Kickside. Of course, we're going to have another invasion. I believe 2 of them, if I remember what I read on the other page. 2 different times, lots of tokens given out the second time, not as many tokens given out the first. Please be aware, these tokens are important. You can get your stuff to level 10 and they'll work. Don't get me wrong, they'll work, but they won't work as well as if you get some tokens and upgrade them a little farther. I mean, my lives are 15s. I mean, I wish we get some more tokens if I can boost them up even higher. But just be aware, invasion gives tokens. It is a nutritious thing, guys. It means if you kill that unit and you fail, it will not come back. As long as you do it within that 1 hour. So you can keep going back in and hit and enter and keep going and keep going. And every time you kill one, that one won't come back. The next, you kill another one, it doesn't come back. So you could weed down each one. You don't have to beat it the first time. Hell, you could do. It takes a full hour. It takes a full hour as long as you get it done in that hour. Okay. So think about it. It doesn't matter the time, just as long as you complete it. At least you'll get some tokens. Now, don't get me wrong.
That's what I want. I want to concentrate on those. Huh?
The thing is, if the better you do, yes, you get more tokens, but it's the finish it is still going to give you tokens. So that is important to think about. Now we have really done a lot of changes lately for the clan, and a lot of you just have the big toys, but now you got to start working on that base to do these invasions. I don't even know if Onslaught is going to come back. I don't think so. I think that they really like push these invasions. But the base upgrades, they reduced a ton of them. Take advantage of it. Start knocking on it. If you don't know what to do, get with Carl, get with Art, get with myself. We'll point you in the right direction. Don't have to waste time for uploading your Overwatches when they don't do shit. Get those railguns going, or get that hunter. Forget about the flak, and we'll tell you why. So get with us if you're a little lost. We'd rather you get with us instead of wasting time. Does anybody want to touch on these upgrades or any of the update notes? Bravo, Art.
I'm thinking about the most important part of to me personally, the upgrades. The CC upgrade is the guns, or the new support turrets, as they call them. I mean, they held back on the most, exciting part of it.
Well, one of the things that I've heard several times now is no one even knows what exactly a support turret or support turret's going to be. Could it be that it makes it shoot faster? Could it make it shoot harder? Could it just change the whole way the gun shoots? The thing is, they're not giving us any clues on it. They're not giving us any example on upgrading it. They're not giving us any information whatsoever. So I feel it's probably the most important. It's definitely the most wanted, but I don't think it's the most important. I think the most important is the second helipad and the new walls. With the new walls, it's going to slow down that splash damage. And some of the other big guns like the Herald are going to, another 100,000 life. I think it'll slow down that splash, I think. But that's just my opinion. You can continue.
I was, the reason why I said the most important, because I'm hoping for something that, not to finish off the Herald, because right now I believe the Herald's going to be the movement to the future as far as offense, but at least to give us a chance against it, because really, right now it doesn't matter what you really do to your base. It's not slowing it down. I mean, they made, once they decided it can hit airborne platforms and turrets. That's beast mode right there. And so the higher it goes, the hunters are doing pretty good against it. Okay, if you get them fully upgraded, but even though it's going slow, it's still just monstrous. So that's all I was thinking about as far as that's what I do most of my attacking with anyways, air. So another helipad, that's just more air coming at you. But pretty much I think everybody's just gone to, using the Herald. You come in to see what damage you could do with that. And
well, I noticed the base design doesn't. If I see an empty base, I'll eat it up with the Herald. I'm not worried about the damage I'm going to take. It's coming down to that. But if they got Hades in there and they're above 10, say like a 13, you're going to either take some serious damage or you possibly can even lose your Herald depending on your level. Now, I believe yours is a Mega. I know mine's a Mega. They're not going to drop us because usually we can get around it, snipe it off with a Cyclone, but we're going to take damage. I think it's going to come down to people who are going to keep looking to shove more and more Herald in their base, and that's going to open up again. People are going to go from using a lot of air to start bringing that Jug back in, the Legion clones back in. But you're right. The bases have no balance, no defense against them.
Well, I don't know, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, the support turret could adjust that. It really could. Gar, what do you think?
Apples?
He was there for a second. I think he remuted. Carl, we lose you? Okay, he muted again. Bravo, you're one of our lowers, and I made sure I really requested you to be here tonight because you are representing our lowers. What are you thinking of this? The changes that you've seen? And now he's muted. Everybody muted.
I did what you asked, which is why I was late.
Oh, I know. I was just hoping everybody would. I guess Bravo disappeared on us. Probably got tied away for real quick. Hopefully, Carl and Bravo show back up. One of the other things, we got a lot to discuss, but I didn't turn on the light in here, so it's pretty dark, which sucks. The sector. Everybody's panicking about the sector. SF jumped out today a little bit, a good chunk of them to help out in another sector. They didn't see A or BALB. They didn't picture them coming in at all. Matter of fact, they didn't picture KT jumping in. They did. SF's coming back. They'll be here in the morning. They're also sending a bunch of others I already knew were coming. AW already started showing up. A few others will be showing up. Be aware, the sector is about to get slammed with AAF. SF are coming back. The sector's going to get the support it needs. So don't panic if you think we're going to get outgunned out here, because we're not. It's just a matter of time. You give us a chance.
Yeah, excuse me, I need to cut you off. I was just watching the chat right now in the sector, and there's a lot of tags that weren't here this morning to go along with what you were saying. And
yeah,
they tags that I know.
Yeah, they pounded the sector in pretty hard, real fast. They slammed it in the last 2 hours, basically. We will rebound. The sector's going to rebound. I talked to Drew, and Drew made it quite clear that when they jumped out to help another sector, they brought like a dozen of them out. They didn't. Mm-hmm. I mean, they saw we had it under control this morning, and it was under control. But evidently, they thought, them leaving, they called in some other buddies, and they want to give it a run for the money. So be aware, SF is coming back. Everybody's coming back. Starting tomorrow.
It was under control this morning because we were smashing everybody.
Yeah, we were fudging them up. And when they saw that door open, they decided to try a last minute ditch. I think is basically what you're seeing. Don't worry, it's going to be under control. And yes, this is going to be AVA's new home permanently. We're not jumping out. We're fighting for this because we get to control it. We get to build it from the ground up. We're going to be with a couple other clans going to all work together. We've already started showing signs that starting chats for it, the sector, starting to build a few things for the sector. The sector, we're not going to be anybody's bitch. We are going to help make the rules. We're going to set the tone. Not like 186 and not like 188, where they're already established and old school is the only school. No more of that crap.
Okay, I see a few familiar 188 names in the chat.
You're going to F4F is the new clan that's merged in the 184 or 188. You're going to see a lot of people starting to pop their butts in here. AAF is making it clear they're going to be coming in here they want to clean it up quick and make this cleared sector. And they're getting tired of the BS from them. So just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, last night I was so impressed. Hellhound got on. I don't even think he was on for like 10 minutes. He jumped over and started, popped his bubble, went nuts. Bravo and Cy, I can't believe you two little shits gave them the hardest time. Oh my God, I was so proud. You guys were making them suffer. They were trying to get in your bases forever. You were terrorizing them, and I was so proud to see that. The lowers, if you guys do what you're doing and drive them nuts, they won't have time to focus on anything. That's exactly what you guys were doing. They couldn't get in your base. They couldn't get it. When they could get in your base, you were already bugging them at other corners. You had them on the run all night. They didn't know which way you guys were coming or going. So that I was so proud to see that. To me, that's amazing. Now, I'm going to turn on present. And I'm going to present something that I think people are not understanding 100%. Okay? We have the boosts. Okay? And the boosts are important. As you can see, I think I'm locked onto myself. Yeah, okay. Before I trip myself out, here we are in my base. We have this little screen that says Alliance Manager. Alliance Manager, we have all our people, okay? And as you see, I make sure everybody's a member. That way they get the weekly boost. And when we want the big boost, which is a big boost, guys. I'm not talking a little boost, but it only lasts 2 hours. You get a 50% unit boost. That means you're 50% stronger, and that means that that's inside and outside of your base, and that you also have a turret boost, which means 60% stronger in your base. I will never waste our efforts on the economy. It only lasts 2 hours, and usually only one person needs that, and we usually will help if you need that much resource. Okay? But the intel places of the Black Widow 45s. To get this boost, we have to have supplies. Well, to get the supplies, you have to get me the intel for I can do these raids. Now, I don't mind doing the raids, and it looks like somebody really busted their hump because it was at 50 earlier. Somebody's been doing them. And I don't even have to ask, so I'm very happy about that. You guys stay on top of that. I'll do that. I got these down pat to where it takes me 24 minutes of damage. There is people that have been doing these bases. They're still taking hours of damage. Okay? So let's keep getting that boost. That way we can run it. I turned it on this morning when there was like 3 or 4 of us on. I turned that big boost on, and we kicked ass. We could carry only 8,000 supply max. We're at 7,400. We get 2,000 every time I do a raid. So we're right where we need to be. Let's just keep that up. Now, Intel runs Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday night at 3 a.m. or Sunday morning at 3 a.m. Eastern time, the raid Black Widow bases go bye-bye. That means we have to go all Sunday, all Monday, all Tuesday, and all Wednesday without Black Widow bases. So we got to make sure that intel is full, and that is full, and I made sure that's always happened. But we need to make sure that stays happening, especially during a war zone. Okay? Now, please, we need to stick working that together. Anybody? I hope that clarifies what those Black Widows are for.
Now they're still CC only?
They are CC only. Hit them with one Maverick, they're gone. Rain and Blood, turn the Ruby off. Make sure you're on the bottom or side. Do not try doing it from the top. Let the Onis go by. Click on the CC where they'll come straight back and blow that CC sky high. Then you end. Guess what? It's done. You got 50 intel for us. And right now I see 750 intel. That's fantastic. That didn't even have to ask you guys. Normally I'm panicking on Saturday night, Sunday morning, and Carl's heard me panicking because it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I still got a rated 1,000 intel to get. So and lately I haven't had to do that, and I'm very thankful, to be honest. What else do we got going on? Oh, something I'm actually ecstatic about. We have 35 members. Tagged bases, 35 of them now. I mean, and none of you are slouches. 35 bases. We got a couple small accounts, scout accounts, no big deal. But, I mean, we got 35 tagged members. And we are going to start heavily recruiting.
Yes, we are.
So with this heavy with recruiting, we're also going to weed out a lot of them. And
that's right. That's what probation period.
Yeah, Carl is going to be in charge of the probies. So what we have decided to do is we will have an AVA-P badge, as in probation. They will not get the intel or the war efforts. They will not get all the information that you guys get. Their page is going to be very blank. They're going to have to earn the right to be part of AVA. So,
and you guys know how that's done. A lot of you have gone through there, just like we've gone through here. That's done on the battlefield, on the map, doing your ops, doing the things that needs to be done, making sure your base is upgrading and that kind of stuff. And if they're that kind of an attentive player, that's the kind of guy that fits in with us. So, we're going to be we'll be hard, and because it's not going to be for free. We're not going to give them everything. Ain't happening. So I mean, if they really want to be protected, then we'll let them wear that Proby badge, and they'll be protected. But they're going to have to earn the AVA badge.
And what that means for all the people that have already earned that badge, like Bravo and General and Psy, is you guys are the cutoff. There is nobody else at this point that's going to get handed the AVA badge unless we have absolutely known them for a long time and will vouch for them. It's not going to be just anybody, though. We are going to be selective. I mean, Carl, there's only, probably a handful you would do that for?
Yeah, you could tell players that are good players and stuff like that, but really it's at this point, it's more about personality. For me, it's more about personality. We don't want any.
We don't want any random. No drama queens.
In the chats and whatnot, or constantly happen to be sat in the corner. Because I'm just not going to do that. I'm just it's way too much work. And then the more we add to our group of special people. It's more work on everybody else too, because as we all get stronger, we all got to start doing reciprocating, giving back, just like everything was done for you and for me, and we got to share. It's going to get tougher, especially when we get up to 60, 70 members, and then once we get up to that 100 range, then it's time to sit down and think a different plan. But it's probably the most important part right here is just getting people interested in us and what we do, and we attract a certain kind of person, and not just the enemy, but because of that we attract the enemy. We cause them headaches, and they like to come back over here and try and give us some. We don't want players that's just going to sit around their base and watch everybody else fight, and then when it's time to collect the rewards, being first in line to collect the rewards, it's just not going to happen. So we're gonna take that step with the probation badge and pages, and but you know, I think it's important to have, like, we're a lot of fighters. We like to jump, and you know, you don't want, you know, the AVA sector to have no AVA in it because they're all out fighting in a war. That's honorable, and yeah, that's an awesome thing. But when you jump back, there's gonna, you know, you're leaving a hole that's gonna be filled with all the shit you don't want. So try and recruit some of the people here that are good people, and or some lowers or whatnot. And the more AVA tags we leave in this sector when we jump out to go to war, the better off represented we are. And then, you know, we don't want the kind of players we can't trust to leave behind either, because, you know, nobody here to babysit them, and I'm not going to stay out of the war just to babysit. It's just not going to happen. I'd rather just rip their tag off and make them a sector target, quite honestly. So it's there's a lot of work, an awful lot of work, and so I wasn't going to put it off on anybody else, and now that my schedule's allowing some more time, I'm going to go ahead and start marching towards the goal.
And speaking of schedules and being a little hectic, and Carl being able to take on this big task, unfortunately, Hellhound is decided to step down as an admin because his schedule went the opposite direction. It got crazy, personal life crazy. So he wants to step down as an admin, not leave the clan, just wants to step down as an admin, which I am heartbroken to hear, but he said hopefully fall and winter it'll get a little more relaxed for him. That way he can get back on full-time like he was. But like I said, he's not leaving the clan. Yeah, I will never push him out. He's always been a good player, good friend of mine, and he'll always have a spot and an admin spot in our clan. He just wants to, you know, open the door for somebody else that the admins and I will get together and discuss and fill his spot. But just to want everybody to be aware that he won't be playing as much. So that's, to me, it's kind of heartbreaking, but, you know, I understand. Real life's got to come first, guys. You know, that's one thing I think I've pretty much driven into everybody's. Real life's got to come first.
So have we, Carl, you guys decided on a time period for the
for probation?
Right, for the probationary players.
We're going to play them by ear. We're not going to set a time period. Carl made a good point when I originally came up with the time period. I think he's right. By setting a time period, you know, some people will push real hard and then slack off, or some people will just, you know, just not show their true colors in that time period. We'd rather give them really to push to earn it, show us what they really can do, and not set that time period. You know, we also want them to gain our trust, not just, oh, he's been here 30 days, let's give him a tag. You know, open up our information portals and stuff to them. We don't want that. We want them to earn it and show that they're capable of being trusted.
Makes sense.
Don't get me wrong. At first, I was thinking 30 days, but then Carl talked to me about it. It made more sense to go that direction. You know, there's a few people that probably might earn it quicker than others. There's some people that might, you know, I'm always going to be skeptical about that might not earn it for a while. It's the way it rolls. I mean, Bravo, you've been with me a long time. You were definitely one of the lowest I pulled up.
Yeah.
And I saw potential in you right away, and I didn't hesitate to give you a badge, now did I?
No, you didn't.
But there was something, you know, I felt I could trust you. You earned it. You showed that you weren't. You know, the kid was trying to do whatever he could, and he didn't have shit to play with. I mean, he was trying to bubble 40s, and he had, like, I think, rifleman at the time. I mean, the kid showed heart. People show that. They're going to get, you know, they're going to help. They're going to get pushed up. They're going to get the the big tag, not the little tag, you know. And that makes a difference in my eyes. Um,
Yeah.
and I'll be honest, I mean, Cy, he busted his ass in the event. Every time I turned around, he was trying to base on his own. A couple times, Roy, I cannot finish this base out. Can you give me a hand? Yeah, and I get in there, and he almost had it done several times. General, same thing. I mean, Mad, same thing. They're always trying. They're always showing. They're showing a lot of heart. And I mean, you show.
Well, those guys, this last crew that in this event, many of them, I wasn't really on for much of the event. My bad. But from when I did get on, I saw those guys doing the higher level bases.
Well, a lot of it, like they kept on saying, was the show. Showing them the do's and don'ts save them time, repair, and effort. And
Oh, it really did.
and that is the benefit of us. The benefit of getting the big tag, getting our knowledge pushed to them. I mean, if we didn't tell them use PKs like candy, use cyclones to hit and run here, do this and do that. A lot of these guys would have went in with liberators or hammers or this or that and got their butts kicked. Don't get me wrong. Almost every single one of them struggled on the faction track. Most of them don't have enough units to be on the faction track in the first place because either they're just returning or they just don't have enough of those units, period. I hate the faction track. When I did the survey in the top of the screen, I made it quite clear. I thought it was bullshit for lower players. So, but every one of them still tried. They were, I mean, Mad got up to 70. I don't know how many times. On it, Cy, same thing. He got up there. He got really high a couple times that I know of. I mean, everybody, all the lowers really impressed me, and they keep impressing me on different events and stuff, like that. And I just wish, to be honest, I wish we get more people like them. But it's just going to take us time, and we're going to do it right. We're not going to screw this up. That's one of the benefits of
people. We get a whole bunch. You got some options, you got some choices and stuff, and it's going to be kind of a revolving door on the probies because there's going to be some that we liked it.
Just don't cut it.
Yeah, they don't want to follow rules or whatever. It's just the way it's going to be, and
Listen,
you'll see it. It's going to start growing pretty quick, but it's not going to be an easy process.
Well, it's just like when I told Bravo. When I took Bravo in, and I said, Bravo, you do your part, and I'll help you. And his part was to take care of his upgrades, make sure he didn't fall behind on his shadow ops, make sure he asked questions, learned, understood that Wicca for War Commander has a lot of information. He can go to there. He's been doing his part. His base is upgrading. His units are getting stronger. Bravo's, but at times he even tries to do his shadow ops. And there was a few times he did it on his own. Mm-hmm. I mean, don't get me wrong. The last base was a mother. New bases will be out this week. God knows what they're going to throw at us this time.
Yeah,
Yeah, we never know. Kickside could throw a curveball and it could be easier. Kickside could throw us a nasty son of a gun again. Just don't deal with them. So just do your best, and well, of course we'll do our best to show Horse Dogs Get Apart. Just do videos and such to help out as much as we can. I just want everybody to be aware that we got to do what we can. So, yeah, Carl's right. It's going to be a revolving door. We might take 5 in and keep 1. We might take 5 in and keep 5. It all depends on their effort, their heart, their attitude. And we don't. And I mean this as much as I can. We don't want drama queens. I can't do this all.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You can turn your head 360 degrees and looking at each of the members in the clan that are right now. They got great personalities. they're good players. They mean well. They're honest. They're fun, and we want more of that, more of the same. And once you start eating steak, you don't want to go back to eating spam. So it's patience. We're going to just take a lot in, though, because we can't just sit here and be stagnant waiting on the one or two to drop by. I have to actively start searching for those players, and so there's going to be a lot coming in there. And it's good to have lower levels. You can take some pride in having lower levels, but we were all there once, and we all wanted to be a part of what was successful. And a lot of the times we weren't accepted because we were low level. So I'm keeping that in mind and reciprocating. So hopefully we get some good players, and it just time will tell.
Now, the one thing about having lower levels is sometimes the lower levels can snipe. They might not be able to take the biggest bases on, but they can snipe. Yeah, they might get hit a little more. They might not get as much in from me, but it usually doesn't matter. If they're doing their part, we're going to do our part to help them. If they're not doing their part, and they're not sniping, they're just sitting in their bubble. Oh, I turned my upgrades on, Roy, and that's it. Then guess what? I'm going to pretty much go, okay, move on. I'm not going to keep an eye out for that. I'm not going to be the first. I'm taking care of Bravo right now, or I'll get back to you. I've done that. If you're not going to put your part in by helping the team and working together, you might not be the first one to grab the help or open it. Hey, I just opened a 90. Want it? I've done it. I mean, I've opened 90s for the whole damn clan one day, and because it happens. I figure them out. I open the damn things up. I don't take damage. No big deal. So if they do their part, they'll get extra. If they don't do their part, they're going to get swept under the rug and just boot it all together. So we need to move on from this subject because we've still got quite a bit of other stuff I really want to touch. But just be aware the tag will be made probably tomorrow, day after maybe the most. Don't know what base we're going to stick it to. We're going to figure that out. That's between the admins. So we got two things to cover, guys, as admins and leaders. Handle that. And just be aware that with this, just because they have the probation doesn't mean you tell them to go do everything, but just tell them, be aware you might have to give them guidance because some of these guys know just as much, if not more, than I do. Now, moving on to what I call tactics. I see a lot of these guys going out there and hitting hard and doing really well, but I also don't see any tactics. Now, I'm not talking about you getting inside their base. I'm talking about protecting your own base, locking it down so they can't get in, or at least making it very, very difficult. It's not that hard to work as a team. I mean, if I went up to Big Bear and I put, let me turn my screen share on. I remember how. I just went mind blanked on me. Okay. I'm now screen sharing. If I put two platoons just like this, okay, for example, and he puts a platoon on the top and the bottom, all four spots, all he's got to do is attack this buggy. Now, if you have Ruby off, if he has Ruby off, he literally buggy's just going to sit there and not attack. That means this side will be locked down, this side will be locked down for 6.5 minutes, give or take. I would love to say for almost 7, but it's kickside. I don't think their clock's right as it is. It will lock the base down. That means they have to wait for that to drop to try sniping their way in. When they do that, you know what? It cuts down the time they get in. The longer they have to, the longer and harder they have to work to get in, the longer you could be out hitting bases or driving them nuts. Just try to be aware. Work is a team. Yes, it's sometimes you have no choice. You're individual. There's nobody else on. You still want to help the sector. You go balls deep like Bravo did earlier, and just pop and go crazy on them, driving them nuts. It's fine. But if you get the opportunity to work as a team, take that advantage. They're doing it to us. It's a tactic. Working as a team is a tactic. 2 is better than 1. Be aware. Use tactics like that. Now say that. Now here's the way to break into that. There's 2 ways. Okay. Say Big Bear's got the platoons out. I got the platoons out. You can try, and I mean try, to hit this buggy right here or hit this buggy on them. But the best trick is sit right here on the top and bottom, because it's going to give you 2 different chances to catch it. And usually they're within 10 seconds of each other. So if this one drops and you missed it, get ready to grab that one. That way you get a chance. Yes, it only opens 1 door and he still can lock out this whole side, but that 1 door is all you need to get in. It's just another tactic. And today, one of the guys found that out. What was it? Nagy?
Yeah.
He couldn't keep me out of his base, could he?
No.
I kept on busting his damn, and I mean, he had people trying to help him. They weren't hitting. But even with them trying to lock it down, I was still breaking in every time. Use the tactics, guys. Even if you think you can get in easy, don't. Why work so hard? Break in. Make their life miserable. The faster you get them in the bubble, the faster they'll be done. Most of the time, these guys won't repop. Yes, they have people like Rev that are stupid. Weak base keeps popping all day long. 2 others that were popping all morning long. They weren't doing anything, just posting cords and popping for some stupid reason. But be aware. Tactics. I mean, it is a big advantage to use those tactics against them than to keep suffering and trying to let your base get hit. So, what do you think, Carl and Art?
Well, I think it's a good tactic, but then be aware that if you're participating in that, most of them are you're gonna be sniping tunes. When you help out with something like that, and that's gonna make your base open. The snipers tunes. That's I think was what was going on this morning with what was his name?
I call him Naggy because he was just nagging.
So a lot of times I think they're just out sniping tunes, and they're putting their base up, but
Nagy wasn't sniping tunes. He was trying to hit. He just did not.
It was that other guy.
Yeah, it was that other 40. He was a level 45. He just wasn't doing anything. He just kept on putting platoons to get in the way, but it wasn't helping them. So just be aware. Use your tactics. Use your brains. You can do that. I mean, it's definitely a way to make them work harder.
And that was something that I learned from you anyway, how to lock a base down. Because I usually basically fight alone anyway. That's how how I've been fighting all these years, So pretty much I empty my base and just let it go. Sort of, they attack it, they do. I say I don't care, but it's out of habit, because I've never, like you said, had a team. That team tactic. That's a team tactic, So I think it's a good team tactic. And
when I go out with Monty and Turner and all them, we lock our bases down. We work together as a team. We get 10 times more bases smashed. And most of the time they give up because we're locked down and we're too big for them to deal with, or we're too fast. And that tactic makes a difference. If they think they can just walk in, they're going to walk in. But if you kick their ass, guess what? That makes the difference, guys. And we got to make those differences. If we're gonna continue being in front of AAF, which is SF. AAF's here. We're going to continue more AAF on the way. We're going to be in front of them. The better we show ourselves and our tactics, the better we look, the better for the clan in general. If we need help or assistance in the future, hey, those guys really know how to fight. Let's give them a hand. Or if we look like a bunch of clowns like these guys dropping their units in our bases like crazy, can't figure out what the hell they're doing, then you know what? Who's going to give a shit about it? I ain't going to go waste my units on a clan that can't get out of their own way. I'll tell you that.
Makes sense.
Now, let's see. What else was there? The probationary updates, new sector. There's something else. I know I didn't write it down. I forgot to write it down. But then again, a lot going on. The one thing I really want to push into everybody's heads is Kickside is here to make money. We're here to have a good time. Kickside always going to force these upgrades down our throats. No way around it. No way through it. The best thing to do is just work with it. When I mean work with it, pay attention to your upgrade times. Try doing short ones now. Long ones during events if you don't have to focus on them. Main thing is make sure you're upgrading the right stuff. Upgrading a flat gun is just going to waste your time. Because when I see a flat gun in the base, it just shoots. It goes after the drones. But if I see a hunter in the base, I know that thing's going to go after the main unit. So hunters work. Flat guns don't. Especially when you have a Mega Titan, a Sandstorm pumping through the base. Let me tell you, I laugh. I watch that damn thing twist this way and that way going after the drones. It's not hitting my main unit. I don't care if it's max level. I laugh. I think it's funny. Things you got to be aware of. Rail guns. They will hit you. They will, especially max level. They will hurt. Overwatches. I see it shoot. It splashes all over. It might nick me. I laugh. Got to be aware of what you're upgrading. Going all AA plasma. Hey, I see an all AA plasma. I'm going to bring my heavy in. You see avalanche? Okay, now it's time to bring the herald in. Be aware what guns do what. Be aware which guns to upgrade when. Be aware of what you're doing. Don't waste time on stuff that's not going to help you right now. Upgrading your armory might be nice for us uppers because we have so much crap. They added levels to it so we can carry more crap. I think they got it up to 5. If you have it maxed, it's 50,000. I think it's 50,000 now because they added so many levels. The point is, that's not going to be important for you lowers. You don't have a ton of crap. I mean, so you might want to scrap a unit like the SFs to make room for some of the other stuff, but you don't really need to be forcing the armory upgrade to stash the SFs. So if you don't know what to upgrade, you're kind of stuck where you want to be with the upgrades, get with us. We've been around the block. We know a great deal of what we need to upgrade, what's important right now for your size, what's going to help you in the long run, the pros and cons to it. Get with us. We don't mind. We don't mind. And no question is stupid unless it's like, do I want to put all napalm in my base? Yeah, you might get us to look at you a little funny on that one. Well, how many times you get hit with ground? None. Why would you want napalm? Questions like that might get you, where we're asking questions of what you're thinking. But it's not stupid. It just means we're kind of questioning what you're thinking. Now, the last thing I really want to cover, and I'm glad we actually got through this in an hour and not 3 hours. Just be aware, we're in front of AAF now. Directly in front of AAF, all over this damn map. And we have a lot of eyes watching us, enemy and friend. Now, when I say this, We don't want to be looking like a bunch of monkeys fucking a football. We want to look like we know what we're doing. So use tactics. Use your units correctly. Don't leave stupid shit. Don't leave your heavy on the map where it gets killed and you look like a fool. They're laughing at you because you left it on the map. You know, try to be smart about what you do, because it's not just my eyes. It's not Carl's eyes. There's a lot of big people on this map that are watching what we're doing. So let's be aware. I mean, it's just one of those things you got to be aware of. And that's all I really have. Ark, is there anything you want to touch on, or been waiting to touch on, or been thinking about?
I think we pretty much covered everything.
I mean, I'm hoping Carl's back. I know he stepped away for a minute. Let me see if he's back. Messaging. I'm telling him he needs closing. She said if he buys she buys the steaks, he's got to grill them. So I just told him I need his closing thoughts. So hopefully he comes back. Bravo, you are our official lowest or low level representative right now tonight. What do you think? What we should touch on, or have we touched on everything?
I think that we touched on everything, and I like the group of people that we have, and
You and Death seem to work very well together.
yeah,
You and Sai seem to work. It seems like you. It seems like our lows do work well together. But start using those tactics together. Get with each other. Hey, let's lock each other's bases down. Let's drive these guys really nuts. Tell them
yeah.
you guys are going to go in that extra step. They're going to go extra crazy. And I'm very proud of how you guys worked so well together.
Mm-hmm.
Your base, I think, needs some changes.
Yep.
It's getting to that time, but guys, I want to point this out. I forgot about this. Is the one thing I forgot to write down. The golden ticket I did during the event. Guess what? I got 50 gold. If you spent the money, you can send in the ticket for lag during the event. That's 50 gold. Save that gold. You can do a base expansion. Save the two from two events. That's another base expansion. With the base expansions, you get more room. Next thing you know, your base is big. Guess what happens then? And then it's harder to deal with. A herald by itself will not bubble me. It will not happen. It will die first. So think about where you can, during the event, send that golden ticket. I'm going to cap on it next event. Send that ticket in. I call it the golden ticket. 2 hours into the event, I send a ticket bitching about the lag. I might not even have lag. I bitch about it. I got 50 gold. I mean, little things like that get you an extra base expansion on Kickside, basically, is what I'm going to call it. Let's see what Carl had to say about closing thoughts. Where are you, Carl? I'm not getting an answer, so guess he's not going to be back for the closing thoughts. Closing thoughts basically is what everybody wants to push through their head, the last minute things. My last minute thing is, guys, just be aware that we are a team. You get stuck, look at a base together. I mean, Shadow Ops is coming out. You might both roll up on it. Take a look at it. You don't have to pop all the time, but make sure you do take that bubble before you go to bed. Don't give them any free shit. I mean, we have a lot of good people here. Don't be afraid to ask the damn sector to, in the sector chat. Hey, somebody give me a 1 star. I gotta go. I mean, be aware, work together, save your unit, save your infamy, save your time. Look, Well, our everything's going to go up and down right now because we're in a war zone. Doesn't mean we should just give it away when we're offline. And Ark, you got any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Great team, making a lot of progress. We just got to stay focused on what it is we're trying to achieve. This is going to be our new home sector, so we want to set the example that we're worthy of this sector. I mean, that's important. That they know that we're worthy of being a part of sector management. And so far, we're off to a good start.
Oh, definitely, we got the thumbs up on that.
I'm pretty sure that everybody's been out there, doing their thing on the map, hitting. That's just what it takes. Just when you're on, take some of the tactics, as Roy say, into advisement, and when it comes to these new stuff that's coming out, the new bases, I don't know. We're gonna have to work on a plan for that. I mean, you could do a lot from a bubble, but
that's the thing. You say tomorrow that the Shadow Ops come out. I think they do come out tomorrow. Matter of fact.
Yeah.
If you want to get your Shadow Ops get done before you pop your bubble, probably be the smartest thing to do. Get Shadow Ops, pop your bubble, and go kick some ass.
But just be aware, like Roy said, the people are watching, so we can't bubble sit. We can't bubble sit. I mean, nobody on this team bubble sits, as I've seen. Sometimes a war can get really tiring. You can become overwhelmed. Because it depends on the enemy's relentlessness to want to continue. Like, we have some new enemy in the sector now, so we're a little behind now. We started out, we locked it down. So what they went out, sent the call out, brought in some new people, but they still haven't locked us down. We're just a little behind right now. So.
I think they, to be honest, I think SF and a few others got, it's pretty much kind of wrapped up kind of thought in their head. And, they put out the bat signal, and they brought in some new blood, and this new blood doesn't want the sector. Let's be aware of this. They don't want it. They have their own sector. They're just here to help. Well, how long is the new blood going to want to take the beating?
And that's the key right there. So we just keep the faith, like Roy said already. This is our new home. So I think we're putting up a good showing that we're deserving of it. We'll just keep fighting, fight to the end.
Carl, unfortunately, is away from the thing, and he's got to take care of family. Like I said, real life first. So, Bravo, you're gonna get the second to last thoughts here. So give it
up. This is new home. I like it so far, and let's just show them that this is our home now. We're gonna fight, and we're gonna keep fighting until it's for surely known that this will be ours, and no one will ever come by again. We will get there, and just we need to make sure everybody works together, and
Thanks, Bravo. All right, I'm going to give my last thoughts of the night. I know I'm driving this into everybody's head that eyes are on us. Eyes are on us. So far, we've gotten a lot of thumbs up. A lot of people are surprised. A lot of enemies surprised. That's why they called in more people, because this morning we kicked their ass. And, some of us have multiple accounts, and that's fine. I love having a multiple account. I burned up 2 of them today. I ain't going to lie. Burn them up. Shoot them up. I got one that's down for 2 days of bear. But guess what? I'll be popping him tomorrow anyways. The point is, let's keep this up. That we cannot let them think we're going to let up. Right now, that everybody knows that we were out in the morning. We had shit to do tonight. I made that clear to Paul. But we're going to be right back at it. Try to work together. Guys, I'm going to say this, and this is my closing thought right here. Is I am so proud of all of you guys, not just from what you guys did in the event, which was amazing. Even though I wasn't able to be on as much, Art wasn't able to be on as much, Carl wasn't able to be on as much, but you guys took what we showed you on day one and you carried it through and did awesome. Just so impressed. And now we get here in this new sector, and I said, yeah, they're going to be fighting, and we're going to have to work at it. And as soon as we got here, we got into our spot, bang. 2 people pop, 3 people pop next to you. I was so proud. I was like, I'm just going to watch the show. And not only did Bravo and Psy and Hellhound give them one hell of a run for their money in the short term, it took forever for them to figure out what to do with you guys. I was proud. And I'm so happy to see you carry the AVA tag. That right there made my whole freaking night. I mean, it just was just amazing.
We love
And
you too, Roy.
yeah, I'm not going to say that word. Thank you. But I honestly can say I am just damn proud to be you guys' leader. And I'm going to keep pushing for you guys to get bigger and better stuff. Just keep doing your part and upgrade your shit. You got the Herald now. You got the Jug, but you got to get it up. The Jug is worthless until 10. Because you know what? Those Liberators got some massive range, and that Jug doesn't. So be aware. Get your upgrades going.
Speaking of that,
go ahead. Go.
Make sure that the Jug tech, at certain levels, you can only add certain tech. I mean, 1 or 2 is what I mean by certain. Make sure you put that
1 through 20
tech.
can only have 1 tech. 1 through 20 or 20 through 30 can have 2 techs. 30 can have all 3 techs. 30 and above. Same with the Herald. But he's right. If you're going to do anything, use the big bore. It makes the damn thing move faster. Otherwise, that thing is slow as shit. Absolutely. Well, he's right on the money when it comes to that damn Jug.
You know, and with the Herald, use the air tech. Then hit the air. You might have to at first give up the splash, but
yeah, give up the splash, guys. Give up that splash because you know what? 90% of the times you're going to find that hunter's on a floater. Yep. First thing I do is I see a hunter on a floater, I go straight for that sucker, knock that out first. Exactly. That's going to do anything else. So nailing this tonight. You guys could listen to the good information he's giving you.
Ark is woke. He's up.
Oh yeah, he's not snoring, so we're really proud. I'll never let you live that down. I'm sorry, bro.
No, I'm good now. I went to sleep. I woke up right on time.
Final thought right here. I'm going to tell you right now. I have been in and out of clans. I've been around the block. Hell, in business. So a lot of these made comments. Roy knows him. Roy, who don't you know, Roy? And I'm like, who haven't you messed with? Been around the block. Art's probably been around the block even longer and harder than I have. We've seen a lot of clans come and go. A lot of mistakes is either they grow too fast or they bring in too many drama queens. That's why we're going to be selective on what we do when it comes to that. I have never, though, ever been in a clan that I felt clicks as well as this one does. I mean, I usually don't see lowers work together like this. I don't usually see uppers want to do so much. Or even sit here for shows that only 10, 15, 20 years I might see. Just make sure you get that little extra information. I've just never seen clan click like this. And to me, this is what will make AVA strong and long-lasting. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for tolerating our big mouths. And just keep doing what you're doing. Good night, everyone.
Peace.
All right, night.